I don't know about you guys, but there's something super rewarding for DIYing your own space. And for me, I wanted to do a space on a budget. I wanted to do this for honestly as little dollars as possible. So I'm gonna break down how much this room cost, but it's gonna be a two-parter because I did have a lot of existing items. That's one of the, tips and tricks that I say if you're doing a space and you have like stuff, to shop your stuff. Because there's stuff in here that I kind of had forgotten about and I was like, oh my gosh, it works perfectly in here. So shopping your stuff is key. So why I say that this room has two price points is because I'm gonna give you what I actually spent on the room. And my goal was $500. So, you'll have to wait and see if I was actually able to do it for that. Unless I put it in the title, then I've already given it away. I guess we'll see. Anyways, so the goal was $500. And again, I did have some items that were already in this space. Sorry, I have coffee. I needed coffee. Okay. Like a flashback to some of my OG videos. The secondary price is going to be based on if I didn't have some of these existing items. So even if you're starting from complete scratch and you do have to source some of these items, almost everything I had in here was either antique, secondhand, or like thrifted. So other than the mattress, which we'll get to that one, because that one I'm gonna, disclaimer, I will tell you what not to buy, because that was a huge fail, but I'll explain that. So yes, so the room itself, it had two different budget points. Again, it's not like, there's not a ton in here. There's quite a bit of an echo. I would like to have a bigger area rug in here. That being said, I haven't found one yet just right for this space, as well as just some more plants, which I'll probably, just inherit and whatever, like I'll move some plants down here. But again, not a lot of natural light. So let's start with what was the space before and what was I working with? Completely blank space. This had nothing in it. It kind of became a dumping ground. I had my Christmas tree, like an old Christmas tree that we put up in our bedroom. And that was about it. And just like odds and sods that kind of landed in this room. Couple thoughts on the room was I wanted originally to do something dark. I was gonna kind of go with the same theme I had done in my office. But I was, sitting with it and thinking about it and going, you know what? I have some dark furniture in here. So is that going to be too dark? And the answer was yes. And then I was like, well, what would I want to do like for fun? This is a guest room. I don't have to do like neutral or quiet or whatever. Like I'm not worried about me getting tired of this room because I don't spend all my time in this room. So with the trends leaning towards the pink tones, I kind of was like, oh my goodness, I would love to do something with pink because it would be fun, it would be different, and why not? It's a guest room. So I ended up going through my Benjamin Moore like colors and I landed on this absolutely beautiful pink. I will put the name of it up on the screen in case you do really love it. I don't know how well it will translate on photo because it's very soft. It's a very soft pink. I think it looks soft pink, but just in case it doesn't on your screen, it's a very soft, beautiful pink. I really love it. It's like the new neutral. So I ended up going with that. Now, a part of the reason I went with that was I had a writing desk that is this dark wood. And I sourced on Facebook Marketplace this absolutely stunning wood bed. I love it. It's so pretty. And this has been refinished, so it is slightly darker than my writing desk, but they're very similar. They have the same feet detail. They're like very similar in craftsman and details. And I saw it on there. It was $120. $120 for this absolutely stunning, gorgeous wood bed. And that's what I love about thrifting or like a Facebook Marketplace or Kijiji, or I think in the US you have Craigslist. Like there's a whole bunch of different places you can find furniture. And some like the person who I actually bought this off of absolutely loved the bed, but it was in their guest bedroom and they are downsizing and they just didn't have room for it anymore. So now it's mine. Yay. So I was super thrilled about it. This was just an absolute gem, honestly. And once I found this bed, kind of the whole room came together. So that's why I went from thinking dark to lighter, because now I just had even more dark furniture. So the bed I bought, so that's our first big item that I purchased for this room, which was the bed, and that was $120. The next item was the paint. Now, I love Benjamin Moore. Let me, huge disclaimer here. I love Benjamin Moore paint. It is very good paint. Excellent quality, excellent coverage, all around, I'm a fan. But I didn't use Benjamin Moore paint in here. Benjamin Moore paint is $100 a can, roughly, in Canada with taxes. And it's a pink room. If I really hated this color, I was gonna repaint the room. So I was like, I don't really wanna spend $100 on paint if I start this process and then go, oh girl, what were you thinking? You know? So I went, and first of all, I'm very impressed. This can of paint was $34. $34, and it's a matte finish. And I covered the whole room twice, 2 coats, which is what I would have had to do anyways because it was a darker gray. I am so impressed with this paint. Now, that being said, I don't know how we'll do over time, but it was really good for what it is. And I bought it from Home Depot, and it's Glydian paint. And I was just like, okay, this paint is really good. It has good coverage. I was impressed with it overall from the minute I started painting with it. So I'm assuming that, paint's just come a long way since the last time I used cheap paint, but for $34 for 1 gallon that did the whole room, and it's matte, and again, it's a guest room. It's not heavily used or traffic in here, touching walls and stuff. I am, yeah, I'm really happy. And there was a smudge kind of somewhere over there when I was trying to hang that, and it came off. So it's wipeable from what I can see. Okay, as I've already mentioned, I had to buy a mattress. We got our bed in a box. So these things are surprisingly heavy. I'm gonna unpack this and we are going to get it on the bed. But, all right. Now here's the first thing. The bed was cheap and they threw in the box spring, which perfect because it's not like anybody's sleeping on that. It's just a box spring. So that was awesome. I was super appreciative, got it off their hands, have a box spring. The mattress, oh, yo girl, did not do good with this mattress. So in the past, I had bought a mattress from a box and it was called Juno. I think it's called Juno. Yeah, Juno. And it was such a good price. We bought it for my son's bed. It was, I think, a twin mattress. This is just a double. It's not huge. And it was $159 or $199. It was such a good price. And I was planning on buying that mattress for this room, kind of thinking around a couple $100. Well, maybe that was an introductory or I got some sale price, but those prices went up a lot. A lot. So yeah, I thought I'm gonna find a different mattress that's cheaper, perhaps on Amazon. I know, I hear all the judgments right now. I'm going to somewhat defend myself as I crawl under my rock. Okay, I had bought a topper for our old, my husband and I's mattress. And I had bought it because we knew we were moving, but our bed mattress was done. It was a good mattress. It was a Serta Posturepedic, but we'd had it for 10, 12 years, something like that. It had lived its life and we needed a new mattress. But we didn't want to buy the mattress before we moved because it's king size and that's just why, right? So we knew when we got here that they could take it away and we'd put the new one and it'd be all good. Yes, so I bought it on Amazon and I read the reviews and they were accurate. It was a really good mattress. Pad, not mattress topper. It's a gel thing. It actually made our mattress quite good for the next year that we used it, which was awesome. So I thought, well, maybe I'll find a mattress. Maybe there's somebody else that makes one, because the Juno one was like $500. And as you know, I'm trying to do this room for $500. So that wasn't gonna work for me. Now, I could have driven to IKEA because their mattresses aren't terrible. It's a guest room. I have one on the bottom bunk of my son's room. And I thought, okay, that'd be great. But they don't deliver to where I live, and it is a drive to get there. And then it's a mattress and it's big, and they're not in a box. I looked at other bed box mattresses, and yes, they were a lot more than I had really been hoping for. I was hoping around the $200 range. Yes, red flag. I know, I should have just bitten the bullet. So this mattress sucks. I bought it on Amazon. It was a bed in a box. It had great reviews. Obviously they are fake reviews, because this is the worst mattress I think I've ever seen in my whole life. Like, you heard it. It's, what kind of new mattress sounds like that? It sounds as old as the bed. So I probably have guests coming at some point and thinking, now that I've admitted that this mattress is terrible, I will have to either replace the mattress with probably an IKEA mattress, which is another $150, $175 I think for this size, or I'll get the topper. But then I also feel like, what if the topper's like terrible? Like, what if it's not as good? Or what if it can't salvage this mattress? I had a good base I was working with before. So long story short, the mattress is terrible. It was a waste of $170, I think. I'll put up the exact price. It was a complete waste of money. Big, big, big fail. So for a recommendation of a bedroom DIY, I definitely say buy the better quality, like buy a Casper, or I think there's like Purple or Juno or whatever, but buy a good one. Don't buy anything off Amazon. I'm actually going to put it right on the screen so you can see. Do not buy this. Don't believe the reviews. They're a scam. Total lie. Okay, I've just saved somebody, hopefully, $175. Okay, so mattress was a fail. Now, the only other big ticket item actually that cost more than the bed and the mattress combined is this absolutely stunning piece here. So this I actually did not purchase for this room, but I'm gonna add the price in because I had bought this for my living room, but as I was doing this room, I was just looking at it and going, this is absolutely perfect for this room. It just felt like it was meant for this space. And yeah, so I bought it for the living room, but I ended up repurposing it into this space. So I'm gonna add the price in there. I could have absolutely, without a doubt, done something more generic or painted something myself or bought some decals, or I could have done a lot of things that didn't cost, $300. But I don't regret spending $300 because it's made from a local artist who does a fantastic job. I'm going to link her information below in case you're looking for macrame. This was a custom piece that she made for me. Absolutely love it. So yes, it was beautiful. I had planned it in my living room, but now I loved it in this space. So it ended up coming into here, and this was probably the most expensive item in the room and well worth every single penny. So that was a splurge. So the rest of the items in here, I had all of them. So what that is the writing desk I've had for, there's probably videos of me sitting at it. I've had this desk for well over 10 years. And I absolutely love it. It was a vintage find. Now, when I originally purchased this desk, it was about $500. I don't remember the exact, but I know it was about $500. I don't think it was more than $500. It might've been $400 plus, like $400 something plus taxes, but it was around $500. So that, was the price that I paid for it. It is an antique piece. However, I do believe if you go on to Kijiji, you could for sure find something under the $200 range, if not around the $100 range, for a really nice desk piece. So I'm going to put, like with an asterisk, what I think you could spend on a desk piece. I'll just include that price on the, if you had to do everything from scratch column versus the what I actually spent column. So that I already had. This chair that I'm sitting in right now which I showed in the video. I actually got this gifted to me from a friend of mine who had thrifted it, and it just didn't work in her space. So she's like, I have a perfect chair for that room. So she actually brought it over, and I didn't have to pay anything for it. So that was awesome. And if you were to find one of these at a thrift store or whatnot, like probably 25 bucks, because I bought that chair, which you cannot sit in anymore. It's kind of like falling apart. So I'm repurposing it as a side table because this is a guest room. And that one I originally bought for $25. So that I've had probably for a good 10 years because it used to sit in my old bathroom. It's where, what did I have on it? I think it was just for looks, but I had it in my old bathroom because I had very like farmhouse style. So yes, that was repurposed. The plant already had, I just moved him. I don't know how well he'll do in here. He seems okay so far. So we'll see if it does okay in here. That was the one thing I'm a little bit worried about. If it doesn't get enough light, I'll have to move it and get a different plant. But right now, that's just a relocation of an existing plant. I don't know how much those ones cost, but let's say 50 bucks for a plant. A nice plant that has some like height to it, you know, like that's probably a little bit much, but we'll say 50 bucks just to be safe. Now the mirror is kind of one of those things that lands in your lap. It was from a house, they had left it behind. It's very heavy. And it's an IKEA mirror that they don't actually make anymore. So it probably wasn't super expensive. I'm gonna say probably around the $200 range, but it was a big piece that was left behind. And it has just continued on with us ever since because it's a cool mirror. It's nice and substantial, and I really like it. So the mirror is, I guess, technically a hand-me-down, but at the same time, if you had to buy one new, you could get one. Like I bought the one upstairs from Winners, was it HomeSense, one of those two, for less than 100 bucks. I think it was $79.99 on sale. So you can get a good standing mirror for a decent price, or from IKEA, depending on your style, right? IKEA always has like more of a modern edge to it. The other items, the decor items, so I have an item that is hanging on the wall when you come in with a little mirror and a little place for a candle. That's repurposed. I had bought that from, I believe, Southwark Antiques years and years ago. I probably spent 25, 30 bucks. I'm pretty cheap. So knowing myself, I didn't spend very much, but you could probably get something like that from like HomeSense or Home Goods for similar pricing. And then the other piece that I have, which is a chalkboard, I just can't find my chalk. I know I have it. It's somewhere. I've just put it somewhere safe. You know those places where they're safe, so safe you can never find them again. So I do have chalk for it. I'm gonna write, like, if somebody stays, the Wi-Fi code. Like my sister's coming in a bit, so I'll be like, hi Kara, Wi-Fi code, whatever. So she can just, you know, with her devices. That was actually gifted to me from a girlfriend of mine. Thank you, Lene. Years ago in my old house, because I had a very farmhouse style, and she used to have a farmhouse style, but her new house wasn't that style, so she wasn't using it, so she gifted it to me, and I absolutely love it, so I was able to repurpose it here. If you were to buy, you could probably DIY like an old frame, and then you just like paint the backer with chalkboard paint. That's really all it is, and you could probably DIY that for 20 bucks, or you could probably buy some piece of artwork, definitely between, I'd say, $50 or $100, depending on how big of a space you want to cover. And then the lamp, again, was repurposed, but it's just an IKEA lamp, so that was probably around, I don't know, probably like $12.99 to be honest. It's a pretty cheap one, but it does the job, looks just fine, don't need anything fancy. And then I have a little decorative vase that was a gift. I actually had nowhere to use it, but it has this little pink tone on it. So I'm going to guess, again, some decor items, maybe say like 50 to 100 bucks on decor items. There's not very much in here. HomeSense finds, hand-me-downs. These were all hand-me-downs, but even for your own space, you really don't have to go crazy. You could probably thrift, find, you could DIY stuff. A can of paint goes a long way. And that's the room. Like, there's not a ton in here. I would say, other than the mattress veil, the next item, the carpet I did have. That being said, it's a little bit small. Like, I would like it to be bigger, but it works in the room. Like, I like the carpet. So I would probably do an 8x10 rug. I did see some on Facebook Marketplace. That being said, I don't know, do you buy a carpet used or not? Like, I don't know. Some of them said they were new, but are they new? I don't know. I worry about like fabric-y things. Comment below, like, would you buy a used carpet? Is that a good thing or a bad thing? If you're not supposed to buy them, I would say HomeSense, you can definitely get an 8x10 for like $300. Like, I know the one upstairs is an 8x10, and I think I got that for $2.99. Yes, the cost of like doing it from scratch is going to be around this much. And the cost that I spent is only this much, which I am super impressed with. If I hadn't splurged on, you know, the art piece, which really wasn't originally intended for here, but still, I used it here, so I'm counting in the pricing, I would have totally hit my mark, and I'm very impressed with that. But I have owned a home for a long time, so I had a lot of stuff that kind of had ended up, you know, being reused that I had because I didn't have a place for it yet in this space. You know, different houses have different looks and styles and whatever. I am really, really proud of just how this room came together, how I was able to repurpose a lot of the things I already had, and like I really dug through everything and was like, what do I have? And I think because I chose a lighter paint color and ended up going with this much lighter kind of traditionally boho-y vibe, I was able to bring in pieces that I really hadn't thought I would be bringing into the space originally. So that really did save on budget because I was thinking I was going to be spending a little bit more money on accessories, but I had them. So yeah, you can totally do a really cute room, simple on a budget. I mean, you have to search a little bit for the products, like going on Kijiji or going on Facebook Marketplace and, you know, negotiating or whatever. But honestly, when you find the gems like this bed, oh my God, this bed it's solid wood. It's such good quality. I'm so thrilled. But if that wasn't an option, if you like don't find anything and it just, or you don't want used and you really do want to, you need to either get a new bed or repurpose. I mean, IKEA beds, they're not that expensive and they'll last you a long time. I used to have one and it did last a really long time. So, I mean, I'm not like saying go out there and like spend a fortune, but you can definitely find budget beds if needed. Just saying. But this, I like the history of this, and I love that it's solid wood and it's just the detail, and that's just me. So anyways, this was my space. I'm super excited about it. So if you guys enjoyed the video, if you enjoyed seeing this room come together, please hit the thumbs up button. I would greatly appreciate that. And yeah, YouTube seems to think you'll like this video next, so check it out. Bye!